In a stunning twist of offseason developments, the San Francisco 49ers have transformed their wide receiver core into one of the most formidable units in the league. With the signing of Mike Evans, the addition of Christian Kirk, and the draft selection of Dazon Stribling, the 49ers have gone from being perceived as weak at the position to boasting strength and depth entering 2026. But amidst these positive changes, a peculiar suggestion has emerged from NFL insider Jason La Canfora, urging the 49ers to pursue disgruntled star wide receiver A.J. Brown. Now, fans, I want to know where you're watching from. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts on this potential move. Could A.J. Brown in red and gold be more than just a fantasy? Let's dive in. La Canfora claims the 49ers, who at some point will part with AWOL receiver Brandon Aiyuk, have a very high payroll as it stands, and their cap space has been an issue. He suggests that despite the addition of Evans, there's a case to be made for acquiring Brown, especially given the recent injury concerns among the 49ers' top pass catchers. Let's unpack this. The notion of adding A.J. Brown, a powerhouse talent, would indeed be a game changer. Imagine an offense featuring both Mike Evans and A.J. Brown, two of the premier talents in the league, operating in the same system. It sounds like a cheat code for any offensive coordinator. However, let's be real here. This is not a plausible scenario, not even a fraction of a chance. To say La Canfora's idea is misguided would be an understatement. This is not how the San Francisco 49ers operate. The franchise has consistently been strategic with its roster moves, prioritizing financial health and team chemistry. Trading for Brown at this juncture would not only be unrealistic, but financially reckless. The 49ers have solidified their number one receiver position with Evans, and adding Brown would create an unnecessary logjam, a luxury that the 49ers simply cannot afford. Looking back, there was a window of opportunity earlier in the offseason when pursuing Brown might have made sense. I even advocated for the 49ers to consider offering the 27th pick to the Eagles in February. That was the time to make a move. Fast forward to now, and the ship has sailed. The decision to sign Evans has effectively closed that chapter. Moreover, the 49ers need to provide players like Ricky Pearsall the opportunity to shine. Adding A.J. Brown would not only limit Pearsall's chances, but could potentially jeopardize his future with the team. The current structure, with Evans as the top target and Pearsall fitting in as a solid number two, has merit. Pearsall has shown promise, and he deserves the chance to prove himself without being overshadowed by another superstar receiver. The 49ers have crafted a well-rounded receiving core that has the potential to thrive. Evans brings experience and leadership, especially crucial against formidable defenses like the Seahawks. The combination of established talent and emerging players creates a balanced dynamic that can elevate the offense. As it stands, the 49ers are in a good place at the receiver position, and there's no indication we should expect any trades, particularly involving A.J. Brown. As we transition to our next topic, let's take a closer look at how the 49ers' decisions in other areas, particularly on defense, will shape their title aspirations for the upcoming season.
The San Francisco 49ers entered the offseason with high hopes, bolstered by a successful free agency and a draft that raised eyebrows. Yet there remains a glaring concern that could derail their Super Bowl aspirations. While the team made strides to fill many of their needs, they left one critical position unaddressed, and that could prove costly in their quest for glory. In free agency, the 49ers made some strategic moves, signing offensive lineman Robert Jones and Brett Toth to one-year contracts, which was a solid start. A major highlight came just before the draft when Trent Williams secured a new two-year deal worth $50 million, including a staggering $37 million guaranteed and a $22 million signing bonus. This was a necessary step to maintain stability on the offensive line. However, despite these acquisitions, the left guard position remains an area of uncertainty, and that could be a significant hurdle for the team. Looking at the competition for the starting left guard position, it's clear that while there are options, none of them inspire confidence. Connor Colby, a seventh-round pick from 2025, has a shot at securing the starting role. However, with only 7 starts and 451 offensive snaps to his name, his performance leaves a lot to be desired. A disheartening overall grade of 50.1 and a pass-blocking grade that ranked third worst among qualifying guards last season highlight the risks involved with relying on him as a starter. Then there's rookie Carver Willis, a fourth-round pick who played tackle in college, but will need to transition inside due to physical limitations. His ability to anchor against powerful defensive linemen is a major concern. And while he brings potential, his draft rating at number 149 overall and number 17 among interior linemen suggests he's not ready to step into a starting role just yet. The 49ers coaching staff will need to monitor his progress closely during training camp. With the current options on the roster, it's hard to shake the feeling that the 49ers may find themselves grappling with significant issues at left guard throughout the season. This position could very well become their Achilles heel as they look to finally push through to a Super Bowl victory after falling short in recent years under head coach Kyle Shanahan. It raises an important question. Why has Shanahan seldom invested heavily in the offensive line? Aside from the acquisition of Williams in 2020, the lack of early-round picks on linemen has been perplexing. In a league where the offensive line is crucial to both the team's running game and the protection of its quarterback, this oversight could haunt the 49ers if they don't find a solution soon. Fans, I urge you to weigh in on this pressing issue. Where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts on the 49ers left guard situation? As the team heads into training camp, will someone emerge as the answer? Or are we staring down the barrel of a season marred by offensive line turmoil? Let's keep an eye on this evolving situation as we move on to our next segment.
As we dive deeper into the current situation surrounding the San Francisco 49ers, it seems the clock is ticking for wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Speculation is rampant that Aiyuk may have already played his last game in a 49ers uniform. The franchise is reportedly doing everything in their power to secure some form of compensation through a trade rather than simply letting him walk away without anything in return. Fans, where are you watching from? Leave your thoughts on this situation in the comments. The latest insight from a credible source suggests that neither San Francisco nor any other team is inclined to pay Aiyuk the staggering $27 million he's owed in 2026. In fact, the expectation is that he will ultimately be released. However, the 49ers appear willing to wait as long as possible before severing ties with the former All-Pro wide receiver. It's a calculated move, and one that shows the team's commitment to getting something, anything, before letting Aiyuk slip from their grasp. Jason LaCanfora from Sportsboom points out that Aiyuk isn't currently costing the 49ers anything in terms of upfront cash or guarantees. This gives the front office some leeway as they navigate their options. It's also important to note that at this juncture, there's no compensation that would significantly aid the team right now. Yet, LaCanfora mentions that it's conceivable the 49ers could find a suitor if another team experiences injuries to their top receiving core, prompting a sense of urgency to make a deal. Aiyuk, who was a standout at Arizona State and earned first-team All-Pac-12 honors in his final season, was drafted by the 49ers in 2020 after they traded up with Minnesota to snag him with the 25th overall pick. He initially signed a 4-year rookie contract worth just over $12.5 million, which included a signing bonus of nearly $6.7 million. The 49ers exercised Aiyuk's 5th-year option last year, locking him in for a hefty $14.1 million fully guaranteed for the 2024 season. In a surprising twist, Aiyuk secured a 4-year extension worth $120 million, which comes with an impressive $76 million guaranteed. This came after a protracted period during which he was heavily rumored to be headed to the Steelers. Yet, despite these promising financials, Aiyuk's performance in 2024 has been lackluster at best. He played in 7 games, registering just 23 catches for 351 yards and failing to find the end zone. As we keep a close eye on Aiyuk's future, the 49ers are at a critical juncture. The team's decision-making will have lasting implications for the roster and the overall direction of the franchise. As fans, we need to stay engaged and vocal about our thoughts on how this situation unfolds. The looming question remains, will the 49ers find a way to trade Aiyuk, or will they ultimately decide to cut him loose? Stay tuned for more updates on Brandon Aiyuk and the latest news surrounding the San Francisco 49ers. Don't forget to subscribe for all the insider information and share your opinions on what the team should do next. Your voice matters, so let's hear it.